What's up, everybody? It's Sid and Millie back with another video. I
Yes,
mean, it's a race weekend in España.
in Barcelona. Yeah,
So exciting, Millie.
yeah.
Let's get right into it.
So we're gonna be chatting about the Barcelona Grand Prix, and yeah, today was just a fantastic day. It was a really interesting whole race weekend over the course, but I think the big news, the big exciting news is that Lewis Hamilton won the Barcelona Grand Prix. He is
Forza
back. Come on,
Ferrari.
Forza Ferrari. He is back on the podium.
Yes.
He's been on the podium the last two races, obviously, but he is back on the top step, and that is what we want to see.
Yes.
We love to see that.
We
We've
love
got
that.
it. We've got the which arm is it? We got the Hamilton on the arm. We representing today. We out here. That is
Yes.
106. Write it down. 106 Grand Prix wins for the GOAT, for Lewis Hamilton.
Wow, that's
Unbelievable.
so many.
Unbelievable. Everything went right for Ferrari today.
Truly.
Obviously, other than Leclerc, he
For
DNF.
Lewis.
But for Lewis Hamilton, everything was hitting on all cylinders, firing on all cylinders. After what was it, FP3? He said that he went out and went to the motorhome, took a little break, took a little breather before qualifying because he wanted to find some performance. And whatever he did, wow.
It worked. It works.
Refocused, re-energized, 9 upgrades to the Ferrari. And look what it yielded. What it yielded. And again, Lewis has been massively involved in the development of the vehicle.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Especially considering what Charles Leclerc, he was like, I want Lewis's upgrades and everything. I want what he has, literally.
Yeah, after last race. So
we can tell that whatever he has been,
his setup is working.
Yeah, kind of facilitating with the car. It's 100%. Definitely been working.
And I think, yeah, definitely. And like Lewis, he is just a class act. On the radio after the race, thanking, the engineers, the people at the factory who are putting in the hard work behind the scenes to give him a vehicle that he can then utilize to its fullest extent. And you just love to see that. The gratitude, the excitement within the team afterwards.
True.
It was, I don't know.
Yeah,
it was
the
just
energy
uplifting.
Was there. Yeah,
it's been there all weekend.
I feel like there is something that is so special about Lewis, just with regards to the way that he treats people and treats the rest of the team for Ferrari, and the way he shows appreciation for everybody, the fans, the engineers, the rest, the whole team.
Everyone, exactly.
Everybody.
Yeah, it's just truly amazing. He's such a class act. Yeah, 100%. Just always filled with so much gratitude.
Yes.
He's always so thankful. And obviously today he completed a dream of his. And it was amazing to witness that.
That was
Yeah, it was. It really was. Just such a wholesome race. Wholesome from start to finish. The strategy was strong, but then again, Lewis's excitement and
it really just takes it to a whole new level.
Did.
All right, so let's just get right into the beginning,
Yeah, well, essentially, I was a little pressed at the beginning because Ferrari went with the soft tire to start the race. And obviously, at this track in Barcelona, it's been hot all weekend. The track temperature was high, so there was a lot of tire degradation. So we knew that the soft tires weren't going to last very long, which was why I was a little bit worried at the start with the soft tires. Obviously, the FIA has kind of ruined Ferrari's start advantage, so we're no longer seeing the Ferraris jump off the line like they were in the earlier races of the season.
Because was that a car violation?
Yeah, it was essentially just with the revs. It wasn't a violation or anything, but essentially they've now allowed more time at the start of the race to allow everybody to get their revs up. And essentially, that took away Ferrari's advantage.
Interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
so Lewis didn't necessarily have a crazy jump off the line, and even with the soft tires, it really didn't propel him as much as I was hoping. With soft tires, which really speaks to how powerful that Mercedes engine is.
True.
So even though he didn't get jumped at the line, he still had a strong start.
Yeah.
Covered off Antonelli, got into that first corner and was able to kind of keep it relatively close with George.
Absolutely. I know. And I thought it was so funny at the beginning when he was making sure Antonelli couldn't get in front of him. He skirted over. And then Antonelli tried to move over. He went boop.
Had to defend his position.
So definitely
it was great to see. It was like, the commentator said vintage Lewis Hamilton, which was crazy because Lewis is not that old. There is nothing about Lewis that is vintage. Lewis is the GOAT right now, the GOAT of this century, of this racing, everything. So it isn't
there were
vintage.
A lot of comments about his age. I was like, what is with this ageism in racing? Come on,
crazy.
guys.
He's putting first place performances on the board.
And we're talking about Back to the Future.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Are you kidding
me?
We
did not appreciate those comments from the commentator. Lewis is once again proving that he is a serious racer. He deserves to be here, deserves a spot, and he is literally fighting for a championship. So to be disrespecting someone with his legacy and his amount of wins and, calling it like a resurgence of, we knew who Lewis was.
I know.
We already knew he was the GOAT. He never left. He's been here. He just didn't have a car that was drivable. Now he does, and now we're seeing Lewis Hamilton. There's nothing else to it. This isn't, vintage or any BS like that. This is Lewis Hamilton doing what Lewis Hamilton does when he has a vehicle that resonates with his abilities.
100%.
And when he has that, he's unstoppable. And we saw that 20-second win. He was 20 seconds ahead when he was going to win the race before the virtual safety car.
Yeah.
So that speaks volumes to how powerful of a performance it was.
100%.
So,
really cannot fault him at all.
Yeah. So, anyway, back to, the race. Obviously, at the beginning, a little bit of a jump. I think at max, the gap with George maybe got up to like 4 seconds or something like that. But Ferrari did the smart thing. They knew the soft tires were degrading. They knew that Lewis was going to lose pace quickly. So they pitted him early.
Yeah,
Lewis pitting early was brilliant strategy from Ferrari. It immediately put the ball back in Mercedes' court, and they had to make that difficult decision. Do we want to pit to cover off Lewis, or do we want to try and go longer, knowing that we're going to lose time every lap, every time the tire degrades?
Right.
So it forced Mercedes' hand. They then pitted, of course, and Lewis was just eating the gap.
He was
eating the gap. Just crushing it. And I mean, even after what happened, everybody had pitted. They kind of fell back into the normal order, and everything was going relatively fine. But the virtual safety car, changed everything. A lot of those retirements. Yeah, the first one. Yeah. It changed everything.
Yeah.
Because Lewis got the free pit stop.
Yeah.
He was rewarded for cutting down the time and catching up to everybody on his fresh tires.
Yep.
And then he got to put on another set of fresh tires, which not only guaranteed him as the race leader, but also guaranteed that his tires wouldn't degrade with the faster tires behind him.
Right.
Which essentially meant go for it. And he did. Fastest lap.
He was cruising.
He had the clean air and he was vibing. He was in tune with the vehicle. The Ferrari was roaring over the track today. And Lewis just was in the mode. He was vibing. He was in the zone and doing exactly what we know Lewis Hamilton does.
Yeah, of course.
Get across the line.
Yeah. Race the car.
Yeah. Period. And so, it was just fantastic to see. I mean, 106th race win in Formula One. He broke his own world record.
Yeah. Wow.
That's GOAT status.
Crazy.
Only GOATs beat their own previous best record.
Truly.
That is a fact.
Wow.
I mean, it is amazing. This form that he's in right now, it is unbelievable. He's still second in the championship, but he's cut the lead down to Antonelli to only 41 points.
Wow.
Obviously, Antonelli got massively unlucky with the car breaking down on him.
Yeah.
But it speaks to, what I questioned last video, which was the reliability of this Mercedes engine. Lando Norris has struggled with it. Piastri wasn't even in the race today. Don't even know where he finished, but he was somewhere, but he wasn't really pushing with pace. So it seems like this Mercedes engine has magically only worked for the Mercedes. But now that is a little bit of a question mark, as now a second did not finish, which is back-to-back races for Mercedes with one of their racers not finishing.
That's right.
Yeah.
George didn't finish last
week. Oh, no. Sorry. The weekend before. Last weekend was when George got that drive-through penalty and got dropped way down. But the weekend before that, he didn't finish. So that's a little bit of a question mark for Mercedes there. And even with Ferrari, obviously Lewis's form is impeccable. and he is sitting on the top podium, but you've got to raise the question mark of what is happening with Charles Leclerc.
Right.
Why is he obviously did not finish last race, and now
his qualifying, the
qualifying crash. Obviously, the car broke down, so it was a reliability issue.
Right.
But again, you got to ask the question: if he doesn't have that crash in qualifying, is that issue still there, or was it because of the repairs that had to happen that caused the issue? So there's a lot of questions there. Because up until Leclerc's issue, he wasn't necessarily gaining on Verstappen either.
Max passed him so easily.
Right. Yeah. So I think the question for Ferrari is how can they tap into the performance of Lewis's car, replicate that for Charles to give Charles the best opportunity, because inevitably, like we mentioned last week, you need two cars in the fighting 4 points in order to win the drivers' championship. The constructors, it's all about the two car. Yeah, that's the team. So in order to win that, you need two cars in the running for every race. So it's really important for Ferrari to figure out what's going on with Charles, fix those issues, and get him back fighting for points as well, to kind of help Lewis out in this charge. Because I think Ferrari is in a great position. They're bringing the upgrades, they're bringing the development, and they are continuing to push performance and close that gap. And little by little, we're seeing it all come together.
Yeah, truly. It's been really fun to watch, honestly. There's been some boring races, but I feel like the last couple, we've really been locked in throughout the whole race. In the middle parts.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think some racetracks more than others kind of give us a more entertaining Grand Prix for sure. So this weekend, because of the heat, because of all the conditions, I think it made for a really exciting weekend.
Definitely.
Just because strategy played such an important part of how everyone was going to get across the line.
Yeah, that's very true.
Due to the tire degradation. But yeah, to your point, not every racetrack offers that same level of entertainment. And that's just the reality. All we can really hope is that there is more of these fantastic performances from Lewis. I think this is his first podium with Ferrari. This most certainly ain't gonna be his last. So trust in Lewis, trust in the GOAT. I think he's pushing Ferrari forward. He's bringing the team along.
Yes.
The energy in the garage. You hear Fred mention it. You hear Charles mention it. Everybody is talking about the energy that has been brought to this Ferrari team. And that is the Lewis Hamilton effect. He is bringing that energy. He's bringing the development. He's bringing his notes that he's got from his career after winning 7 championships. And that is what Ferrari needs. They need a true known winner to help get them to that championship that Ferrari is thirsting for. And we know that. And they have made the right decision with Lewis Hamilton, and he will get them there.
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
So early in the season, but absolutely fantastic to see Lewis Hamilton at the top step, winning his 106th Grand Prix. It sounds made up when you say it. It is an unbelievable record.
Yes.
Just truly amazing. Like Lewis said he feels like everything in his life is just going right. He feels really happy, and we love that energy for him, and I hope it continues. Can't wait to see what happens, next week and next race, whenever that is. Austria. Yeah. I think there's a little break, but whatever.
Yeah.
We'll be waiting. We'll be
ready.
We'll be waiting. We'll be watching the World Cup till then.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, fantastic day for Lewis Hamilton. Great day for Ferrari. Milestone day for Hamilton.
Truly.
Great to see him back on the top step. What a win. What a race. What a strategy.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Truly. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Up Lewis Hamilton. Forza Ferrari.
Forza Ferrari. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Peace.